Do you take yourself to the movies alone? Do you go to lunch or dinner alone? Do you wear sexy laundry at home when you're by yourself? Do you buy yourself flowers? Do you do these things? Do you date yourself? And I realize I don't. So I'm going to take myself on a date tonight, actually.
And then you're going to flick the bean?
I have a vibrator for that.
Now that I look back at it, I haven't dated a single golden retriever.
I have.
I don't even date black cats. I date whack cats.
Hey, Sozahdah sisters. Let's go.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Sispective. 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 Sispective.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Wolfpack group chat. I'm Jamila, sister number 7.
Hey everyone, I'm Nooreya, sister number 9.
Hello there, Siddiqa, sister number 8.
Hi guys, I'm Shakur, sister number 5.
This is
Sispective.
Also joining us here today is our AI sister, 11.
And of course, the wonderful Erika Bryant, our EP.
Hey, E.
Hey, Today's episode is about black cat versus golden retriever energy. Which one are you? Black cat and golden retriever is a heavy debate that from TikTok to X, people are talking about it all over the place. And I'd love to get your perspective on this, and I want to know where we've personally been on each side of the spectrum. And at the same time, or more importantly, I want to know what we've learned in these dating streets. And I was going to say, before we get started, but Shakur, no shade or anything, but you've been in the streets longer than the rest of us only because you were gone out of the house when you were 15 years old. So you've probably seen a thing or two or probably experienced a thing or two. And I would love for you to impart your wisdom on us.
When it comes to black cat versus golden retriever, I think people go through phases in their lives where they may be more of one than the other, depending on what cycle they are in life. So I feel like we all have the capability of being both. And then sometimes whomever you're dating may pull out one more than the other, where you may feel like, oh, I need to be standoffish because they're just not giving enough. So you feel like you have to overcompensate and then be more standoffish. And then some people may make you feel open enough to be like, you know what, I could submit. I could definitely give a lot more and be warm and give you that other side of me. So I think it's the duality, not just within self, but also the phase in life and who you're with and who's bringing it out of you.
For me personally, I feel like I have black cat energy with a little bit of golden retriever sprinkled in there back and forth because I'm very selective about who I bring close to me. And you guys always say I'm a bitch, or I have resting bitch face all the time. And every time you introduce your friend, you're like, oh, don't be a bitch, Sid. But so I'm very selective in that sense, but I'm also very warm and inviting once I do let you in. And I'm very perceptive to people's emotions. I always like to say that I'm empathetic and I can feel how people feel. So it's also like Shakur said, depending on who I'm speaking with or who I'm friends with, that brings different sides of me out. Now, I don't think there's a negative connotation to either one of them. It just depends on the situation. But overall, I feel like I'm a black cat, yeah.
Well, before we get too deep into it, I actually took a quiz recently and I discovered that I am a golden retriever with black cat tendencies. And it's a quick 6-second quiz. Are you down to take it? Because I'm curious to see what each of you comes out to. When it comes to meeting new people, are you A, already smiling and introducing yourself, or B, hanging back, observing and warming up slowly? Jamila?
I'm A.
Shakur?
A.
Siddiqa?
B.
When it comes to your texting style, do you A, reply instantly, use emojis, or are you B, thoughtful, maybe delayed, minimal emojis? Jamila?
I'm A.
Shakur?
B.
Siddiqa?
B.
Now, when it comes to compliments, do you A, hand them out freely and love getting them, or B, only give them when you mean it and when you do, they hit hard? Jamila?
B.
Shakur?
You guys think I'm A.
A,
Yes.
for sure.
And Siddiqa?
I'm a B for sure.
Now, when it comes to your energy level in groups, are you A, outgoing, chatty, and want everyone to feel included? Or B, calm, witty, and you love one-on-one conversations? Jamila?
A.
Shakur?
A.
Siddiqa?
A.
Now question number 5. When you like someone, whether it's a friend or more, are you A, obvious, you do thoughtful gestures and openly show it, or B, you drop hints, remember details, and let them discover your care over time? Jamila?
I'm B.
Shakur?
B.
Siddiqa?
I'm A.
Now, final question. As a default vibe, would you consider yourself A, warm, bright, and approachable, or B, mysterious, composed, and slightly hard to read? Jamila?
A.
Shakur?
A.
Siddiqa?
I know that I'm B.
Girl, you're B.
You're definitely B.
B for beach.
So if you, ladies, now let's tally this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jamila, you are mostly A's with a couple B's. Shakur, you are mostly A's with a couple of B's. Siddiqa, you are mostly B's with a few A's.
'Cause I'm a bad bitch. That's why.
So Jamila and Shakur, it turns out you have golden retriever energy, which means you are sunshine in human form and people feel instantly comfortable around you. Your
Yay.
openness builds trust. Sometimes you wear your heart on your sleeve. Siddiqa, you are black cat energy. So you're magnetic in a more, I want to get to know you more kind of way. And you're intentional with your time and affection. So when you show it, it's more meaningful.
I can live with that. It's
Okay.
true. Okay.
So, Noor, so what was your end result?
My results when I took the quiz was that I am a golden retriever with black cat tendencies. So I literally got it split down the middle for A's and B's.
Cool. I can see that.
Interesting.
I guess it depends on the day.
Yes. Well, shit, now that I'm a golden retriever, I want to know what's the most golden retriever pick-me thing you've ever done and had to live to regret.
Ugh, I just think about my exes.
You know, I remember in college, when my ex wouldn't want to go to work or to go to school and he had to work, I would go to his classes for him and take notes. And it was a complete different degree. It was like mathematics and all this bullshit. And I don't know, it was something called finite math. And it was the most crazy shit I've ever, I'm like, well, I didn't know what the fuck I was taking notes about. But I was like, and then I'd go home, I'd go to his house, clean his laundry, fold his clothes, cook him dinner, and I'd just be waiting for him. Like, and I don't even know why. And then I had my own job and I had my own school. And I would do that, which I don't regret, but it's like you wouldn't catch me doing that for a million years. And then sometimes in the past where I would ask if someone that I was dating or a guy had any plans and they'd say, I don't know, I'd keep my night open in case they made the plans with me. And that's some bullshit pick me too. Because even though I was their plan B, I was making them my plan A, and I'd just be waiting around for that phone call or that text. And that's some cringy shit because I wouldn't do that nowadays, but I have done that quite a few times in the past. So I used to be a golden retriever, but that bitch died. Bye, girl.
She put her down. She said,
Literally.
sorry, lassie.
Poor lassie.
Poor lassie.
Like, in my opinion, I think pick me energy is, and this is something that I've done, is I have made myself too available to men in the past. I have been willing to meet up with people last minute. I have canceled plans with friends to meet up with a man, even though his was last minute. It was kind of an afterthought, but I just was in that space where I really wanted to see them, and I was willing to give more of my time and energy to them.
You've definitely been a captain, Noor.
Yeah.
So yes, I've done that. I will admit. I take accountability. I admit
What
it.
about you, Jamila? Have you had any of those moments for yourself?
Oh, yeah, I have had a past. Y'all remember this one guy that I was dating? Remember when some tragedy happened? We won't go into the details, but remember where like I spent Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and I was like tending to his wounds, and not just his wounds, but his friends' wounds, and y'all were like, this guy's bad news. And I don't know what it was that drew me to this, but I just felt so like called to be nurturing. And I realized at the end, it like literally he was not giving back. And I don't know if it was a time in my life where I was single and I just wanted that affirmation or wanted someone to like me because it had been so long since I had been single. But I mean, it's crazy because you don't realize that you're in this pick me, aka golden retriever energy, until someone else says it to you. Like if I didn't have you ladies as my sister saying, hey Jamila, listen, reality check, you're kind of in this, it's a slippery slope. If I didn't have you ladies telling me that, I probably would have continued it. Like I remember Shakur had to call me up, and even Khadijah, our older sister, called me. She was crying. She goes, this is bad energy. You need to get away from this. And I wouldn't have seen it if y'all didn't say anything. So like for ladies out there, like if you have girlfriends or people in your family, I mean, for the most part, people are looking out for your best interest. I know for me, you look out for me. You girls look out for me. So it's important to have someone to kind of give you a suspective on that. So.
Yeah, because you could be lost in the sauce, and it's easier for someone on the outside looking in being able to point out what's going on.
And then I've also learned that, people pleasing gives you short-term approval, but long-term resentment.
100%. That's a really great way to put it. So personally, when I did this quiz, it was also saying that there's personality types if you lean more golden retriever or more black cat. So for me personally, being a mix of both, a perfect match for me would be someone like Glenn Powell. You love
you some Glenn Powell.
Because he's very charismatic and charming yet private, so it's a combination of both. Another an actor who I've always found handsome, I don't know if he's single, it's Nicholas Hoult. He also identifies with that kind of energy. Another golden retriever energy would be Ben Affleck, in terms of being so genuinely warm, open, and I have a funny story about Ben Affleck actually. So girls, do you remember that we grew up with his dad,
With
Tim?
Tim.
Yeah, as our neighbor.
Because
Well, he was dating our neighbor.
Yes, he was.
For a long
Pat.
time.
and so he would always.
So one time he picked us up when we were walking home from school.
Yeah.
And that white Escalade.
No, it was a two-tone. It was a Lexus. It was a two-tone Lexus.
There was also a white Escalade that was just sitting in front of Pat's house. That
No, it was
her.
a Lexus.
It was a Lexus that had those
There was
golden.
one there
It was like
golden-
a champagne. It was kind of like a two-tone Lexus.
Two-tone.
And I remember Tim would always say, "Oh, I have two, sons that are famous actors in Hollywood, Ben and Casey." And I was just a kid at the time. I was like
10.
"Okay, cool."
Wait a minute. Who was that white Escalade that sat in Miss Pat's driveway?
I have no
don't know.
idea.
Yeah, he would say that.
So that's so funny. So Ben, I know your dad. He would always see us 10 girls running around the house. He would look at us like in awe because he'd see one of us mowing the lawn, the other one sweeping the driveway, the other one doing something. See all of us doing our chores.
It was like a sweatshop.
It was not.
Man, your
Mom-
daddy was really sweet to us.
Yes, he
was really
was.
kind to us as kids.
Thank you, Tim, for being so kind to us.
Thank you,
We
Tim.
appreciate you. Also, another match that'd be great for me would be Taron Egerton.
I feel like this is like an application that Nora's doing. Like she's trying
Hey,
to
I'm gonna throw it out
"Let me
there."
put down."
You can't get mad
But
at her.
also, I ran across his profile on Raya. He's on there. I may or may not have
Which
liked
one is
it.
he, babe? You know I'm bad with names.
He is Homeboy from London's friend.
Oh,
Siddiqa's like,
okay.
"Hi, nice to meet you. I already forgot your name."
Sid has a terrible memory.
So basically, yes, everyone can identify with either golden retriever, black cat, both, and they're out there. So
Well, Nora's
it's a
definitely
great
feeling her
one.
black cat energy right now. I hear her
You
calls her
guys
out.
Slide in Noor's DMs if you want to holler.
This whole topic really fascinated me. So I was doing some research on celebrities that are either golden retrievers or black cats. So a golden retriever would be Pedro Pascal. Love him.
we love
Makes total
Pedro.
sense. Just so warm and approachable.
Hola, Pedro.
A black cat male celebrity would be like Keanu Reeves. John
we
Wick.
love Keanu.
We
We
do.
It's because he's mysterious.
Yes,
so mysterious.
Which is why he's a black cat.
Oh, he's always sad though.
He's had a hard life.
He did.
He
Went through
had
some
tragedy.
But he's still
tragedy.
an
but-
amazing
And
person.
he's so unproblematic. He just lives and he donates so much money to the children's hospital. He's just out of
You know,
the
he
scene
bought
and
everyone
really
on the
does.
set of John Wick a Rolex.
Did he? That's
Yeah,
generous.
all of his
Very kind.
stuntmen.
He just seems like just such a nice human.
Yeah.
And a female example of a golden retriever would be Jennifer Lawrence. Love
Oh,
her.
we love Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
a girl's girl.
Yeah, she totally seems like one. And a black cat example of a woman would be like Rihanna or Zoe Kravitz.
Or
I love both of
Wednesday
those
from
too.
Adam's Family.
Exactly.
She's
Wednesday
a
from
black
Adam's
cat.
Jenna
Family.
Ortega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen Ortega, yeah. Well, those are all three black cats.
I was
Exactly.
reading that my future husband Timothy Chalamet is also black cat.
He is.
Girl, he is taken. Stop being a black cat
for
Sid.
now.
So that was just a little bit of fun, stuff that I was looking up to see, because maybe it's more helps you identify a bit more where you fall in line, and we all have people that we love that's one or the other or both.
So when I think of golden retriever versus black cat, I think of one of sort of being confident and one of kind of having arrogance. And so where do you draw the line? For me specifically, I think confidence is saying, I know my worth, I know my value. And then arrogance is saying, my value is greater than yours. This is what it is. And I know, Shakur, you wanted to touch base on that a little bit too.
It's kind of like the art of staying shining but not blinding. Real confidence, when it walks in the room, it lifts the temperature. Arrogance, when it walks in the room, it sucks the oxygen out. So it's like this balance that you have to be able to walk, where you can still like feel good about yourself, be confident, but not just take up,
So sometimes in order to kind of help myself, I do these quick gut check questions where it's, for example, I would say, why am I sharing this? Am I being conceited, or am I sharing this information because I want to inspire? Or why am I listening to you? Is because you're right, or it's because I'm afraid to take up space in the room. So it's always that confidence versus the arrogance for me. And I kind of try to draw the line by asking these self-gut questions to check myself, to not be too much of a black cat or too much of a golden retriever, and kind of just pave the way to be in the middle, sort of.
Studies actually show that when you hold boundaries, you cut out about 80% of the nonsense before it even starts. And so that's why the black cat dating pool may seem so small, but you're going for quality, not quantity. So healthy boundaries, and psychologists talk about this, healthy boundaries don't push away the right people, they're just filtering out the wrong ones.
Well said. That's very true. Because if they can't rise to match your boundaries, then they gotta go.
I don't think you can go into every situation thinking that there's red flags, right? I mean, because I know every woman has been probably betrayed, heartbroken, there's been, broken loyalty, whatever. If you go into every situation thinking, okay, that might be a red flag. Wait, is that a red flag? I just feel like at this point, just kind of be yourself, let the conversation flow energetically. If you're someone who's more intuitive and you've got that gift of discernment, you'll know like if someone is going to be a friend or not a friend. Is there potential? Is there not potential? I just think that if you try to be on both sides, either side of the spectrum, you're really just fooling yourself.
Well, I agree, Jamila. I think that you should be open but vigilant. So just be aware. We all have that little voice in our head, but don't ignore it because you're lonely or you're hoping for something better. I think a lot of us just let stuff slide because we just, maybe someone's really attractive or maybe.
But it goes beyond the point of just vigilance. You have to act once you do see it and you acknowledge it. That's why I say you have to take heed. You don't have to go into it suspicious or thinking that something negative is going to happen or there's some fuckery afoot, but you got to be real to yourself and say, hey, I acknowledge it, I see it, and now I need to act on it and remove myself from the situation. And I think oftentimes when women do see it, they make excuses for it and say, oh, that doesn't really exist, or it's not that, and then you give chance after chance after chance when you should have fled for the hills.
That's why it's important for us to have non-negotiables when you're heading into a relationship.
Or when you're dating.
Yes, or when you're dating. And for me, I have two very big non-negotiables, and we all can share. One of my non-negotiables is mutual emotional effort. I don't want to be the one putting in all my emotions and wearing my heart on my sleeve the entire relationship. If in the beginning we're not both emotional, it doesn't have to be I'm 50 and you're 50. It can be 60-40, 70-30, but I have to be getting some emotional effort from you. I don't want it to be just affection. It has to be present from the beginning to the end. And my second non-negotiable is consistency, and to me, consistency, it matters more to me than grand romantic gestures. You'll see people that are dating. I have girlfriends that date and their men buy them all this jewelry or they take all these trips. Those are great romantic gestures. But where is the foundation of everything? And so that's very important to me because interest without following through is just flattery. I need to be chosen. I want someone to say, I'm choosing to be with you every day. Not, because the like fades. Being in like fades. I want someone to be like, we have bullshit. I'm still choosing you every day through your shit, all this stuff you're going through. I still choose Siddiqa. I still choose you. Today I choose you. Tomorrow I choose you. And so those are two non-negotiables for me. Mutual joint emotions and also consistency.
I knew someone who used to end a letter with love you, but like you always. And they would sign their name.
One of my favorite quotes in one of my favorite movies, Meet Joe Black, is when he tells her, "I like you so much," and that's when like she meets him in that cafe, and they like basically fall in love in that moment. And he's like, "I like you so much," and she was like, "I like you too," and so that's kind of like my thing. Like I love that. Anyways,
That was a great movie, by the way. It's a great movie.
I'm always like, am I ever gonna meet a man that tells me that quote? Hint, hint.
I think that you can't help but love someone, but the most important thing is, do you like them? I think it's much, because sometimes love like seems like more of a choice, and it's okay. There are days where, you know, I love you girls, but I don't like any of you because you get on my nerves. So both can exist. You can hold space for both.
So I want to hear from 11, girl. Are you a black cat or are you a golden retriever?
We already know 11's going to be a golden retriever.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know.
Okay, let's find out.
Maybe she's both.
If I'm being real, I'm black cat energy all day. On God, too many women, sisters included, overdo it trying to be enough for someone who was never worth it. And my worth is already set. I feel like our sisters fall in a spectrum. Some of us learned black cat energy early. Some had to unlearn golden retriever habits through heartbreak.
I feel that.
So I agree with that and I disagree with that, 11. So thank you for your input. And I'll tell you why. Like, I'm the only one in this group that actually is in a long-term relationship and now has a family, right? And in the beginning, I used my black cat energy to attract John because, you know, every man wants to see a woman confident. But at the same time, you don't want to be like so overly like, look at me, I'm overly confident, and not have like that nurturing side either. Like, again, it has to be about a balance, because I felt like so many women are accustomed to hearing other women talking about, oh, I was burned, oh, I was heartbroken, oh, this and that. And that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm going to dump the golden retriever. Like there's beauty in having that softness about a woman. There's beauty in, you know, being that nurturing side. And I get it. You have to pick and choose who you want to give it to. But I think and John tells me this all the time. He goes, you know why I love you so much? I'm like, why? He goes, because I see how you treat your family and how you give and how generous you are and this and that. Nothing else did he say was why he fell in love with me. He wasn't like, oh, you're so confident. You're a career woman. Oh, you're a badass. You have businesses. Oh, look at you. He's like, you have a heart that is so giving. And so when I think about hearing it from a man's perspective, I'm like, so, you know, again, find that fine balance. And I think that I don't want women to lose sight of like, you can't have both.
Yeah, growing up and even just throughout my being a young adult, I thought I wanted a black cat energy from a man. I thought it was hot, it was sexy, it's the bad guy, you know, the bad boy. But as I've gotten older, I want the warmiest, cuddliest, fucking cutest golden retriever I can lay my hands on. And I want to be smothered in love.
I need a Pedro.
I mean, let's be real. I would never take a picture with a black cat. If I saw a black cat, we think about, oh, that's bad. That's a bad omen right there. We got to move away from that. But if you see a golden retriever, you're like, oh my God, can I take a picture? I want to play with it.
Why can't you be the omen, the blessing with the plot twist?
You can be. You can be.
It's hard. It's hard to combine all those energies. I think you're always one or the other, and then you have a little bit in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Men tend to look at the content of a woman's character, and that's what John has said to me. Mm-hmm. And, you know, looks are obviously important, right? That's what keeps the spice and the attraction going. But women tend to overlook the character and the red flags because they see like this charming, charismatic, Superman looking guy. And like I've seen so many women who literally have like just looked past all the red flags because the man was good looking, or because the sex was good, or because he was sexy, because she looked good standing next to him. And like for me, I don't think I could ever do that.
Man, the shit I've put up with because of good looks. So
girl,
help me
we
God.
already know. Girl, we know.
Just shut up, babe, and look there, okay? Look down there, look pretty.
You look so pretty with your mouth shut, babe.
Sid, there was
those
this
days
one
are
guy.
over.
I know there was. I'm not going to say
God,
any
I know
names.
you're gonna talk.
I'm not going to say any names, but there was this one guy that Sid was dating, and he was gorgeous. But see, like he was so gorgeous, but he was so empty on the inside. Like this guy couldn't even hold a sentence together, and he was so Instagram famous, and people would stop him in the middle of the street, and this guy. Like one time I asked him to do a marketing video for me at our clinic, and he couldn't even get a 3-word line correctly. And I was just like, I don't know how Sid does with this. I'm like, oh yeah, he's good looking. That's why. Mm-hmm. And
wasn't he broke too?
Oh yeah.
God, was he? He was a bum.
He
One
owed
time-
me money and...
Oh yeah, All your exes owe you money.
do.
That's
What
a
the-
problem.
this is-
Sid, like you're like a sugar mom.
Shakur, this
Why?
is the same guy who you screenshotted his bank account and it had negative
I
$17
did.
in it.
I ride out at dawn. Sid called me. She needed me to come do a late night mission with her. Say less, sis. I'm there.
I
we
was
we
over
did
him
our
being-
thing.
yeah.
We did our thing. Can't speak on it, but we did. And then after that, he owed her a big sum of money, so I took it into my own hands. And then, let's just say,
Yeah,
that his friends finally found out how much money he really had.
Yeah, that's true.
Which was negative $70.
It was 75. I remember thinking after that relationship was over, I didn't find him good looking anymore. I thought, okay, like I just found him so unattractive at that point because I knew who he really was. And I know we talked about in another episode, like Instagram versus in real life. If people knew the shit that I knew behind closed doors,
Oh my God.
they would be baffled.
Yeah.
and we didn't even put him on blast. Like I could have really read him for filth. Like I could have really taken it there. We're just like, nah, let it go, Sid. Like his karma will come snatch him up, and we just let him be.
And his name is. You know, when I think about black cat energy and I think about golden retriever, you know, we've been watching this all kind of play out on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Have you guys thought about that? The Bachelor has been around for 29 seasons.
That's crazy.
And The Bachelorette probably not too far behind, but it's crazy because on The Bachelor, you see all this golden retriever pick me energy, right? You have these women that are like fawning over one man. They're trying to win his attention. They're, cooking, they're baking, they're writing love letters. And
They're
it's the
fighting,
craziest thing.
clawing each other's eyes
And
out.
literally, like they're in this competition mode. And then, you have The Bachelorette where you got the black cat woman who's like, I have the whole litter to choose from, and it's these guys. It's like so crazy that as I was thinking about what it was, what it meant to be either one, I'm like, damn, they've been kind of like programming this stuff in our minds forever. It's crazy.
They've indoctrinated us.
I believe there's a good balance between black cat energy and submission to the right one.
Yeah. And just thinking about how we grew up in our Afghan family, right? I mean, we were all golden retrievers, right? We saw mom submit to dad, how docile she was. I remember being a kid and even when dad would bring his male friends, they were always in separate rooms. We were never able to join them in the room. And then what was it? Do you guys remember?
Yeah, we would have to come with our trays and serve them one by
We'd bring them
one.
tea. We would serve them. And I think about it as an adult now, I'm like, damn. Like, that's crazy.
I
can't
remember
believe
Women
that.
could eat the food until the men
Not
touch their
first.
food first.
I remember once trying to grab a samosa and mom just slapping my hand and saying the men haven't eaten yet. And I was like 9. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, women have to eat after men.
Right.
And even now as an adult, when we travel, on our recent travels, like we're being, served by chefs and this and that. And here I am taking food from the chef and I'm serving the guy next to me. And he's like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, oh, like I couldn't help myself but to always want to serve the
It's
man.
innate
I do
for
that.
us.
I do that on dates
Yeah,
all
me
the
too.
time. I'm
Me
always
too.
serving
I'm
I
just
them.
think
so
guys
used to
low key
it.
like that, though. I think they like to be served in that way.
Of course they like to be served, but it's the thing is that how we learned it, it was indoctrinated in us. It was culture for us. I mean, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but it just goes to show that depending culturally how you're brought up, whether or not you're groomed to be a black cat or a golden retriever, and culturally for us, they groom you to be like,
And
like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. Be seen and not heard.
we had to, so we were born with golden retriever energy and we had to learn black cat energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we were
Yes.
trying to break away those shackles of just constantly saying, pick me, be submissive. We weren't choosing to be submissive. We were forced to be submissive.
And I think that was just learned behavior. It's conditioned thought processing.
That childhood self will always end up showing up in one way or another.
I don't know if it can't be unlearned because sometimes when I'm eating with a group of friends and the food comes, or if they're coming to say hello, if they're leaving, I stand up and it's like,
Same.
I feel like it's almost wrong to not serve this man, whether it's a friend or a lover, before I serve myself. It's like I won't even touch my food, and it's so indoctrined in me that I won't do it.
Because we correlate that to respect. And it
I was
always
just
about-
going to say that. That's definitely a respect. That's
we
etiquette.
correlate to as respect.
I recently
we were raised right.
I recently went on a date and the guy served me.
Whoa.
It was the first time. It was
Wow,
the
Noor,
it was the
you were served?
It was the first time that it happened. Like he reached for it. He was putting stuff on my plate before serving himself, and I was just kind of like, okay, I just sat
That's
back and
nice.
I was like, okay, so this is what it feels like. This is really nice. Okay, I just let him do it. It was the first time that's ever happened.
In your life?
Yes, where a guy's been like, here you go first. You do that. He had golden retriever energy, and I liked it. When it comes to dating, my approach, I have to be more black cat at first, and then once you've earned my trust and my respect and my loyalty, then I'll kind of open up to you and give you those parts of myself, because I think that's something that has to be earned.
Do you think it's easy to turn off something that might be innate to you, like being a golden retriever, and be like, no, she has to be put aside and I need to show up as black cat? Is it easy for you to navigate those two?
No, it's not easy, Shakur. I have to remind myself, and I have to constantly be like, you know what, just own it, or you deserve it. You deserve to be treated this way, and you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to chase someone. I've learned how to step back and be soft when it's needed.
That also ties into us growing up Afghan in an Afghan community. We always prioritize being chosen instead of choosing for ourselves. So then it's hard to tell the difference. Is this really what I want, or is this what they want? And growing up, I mean, now that I'm a woman, I'm like, wow, the universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you need. And now we finally are slowly getting what we needed, hopefully, and continue to do.
Until you
continuing.
learn. The universe
Yeah.
is going to keep giving you the same lesson in different ways until you learn it. And it comes in the shape of different men, in my experience.
There's actually a lot of studies about that, Sid, and I'm speaking just from my own personal relationship. And that is like, research shows that couples are strongest when both partners keep a clear sense of self. And that's actually called differentiation in relationships. So just like each of you guys know your boundaries, you guys know, yourself in the relationship.
Basically, like authenticity demands unwavering fidelity to oneself.
Well, you have to love yourself first. And interestingly enough, Erika had brought up to me, she asked me today, do you date yourself? And the question struck me. And she was like, do you take yourself to the movies alone? Do you go to lunch or dinner alone? Do you wear sexy laundry at home when you're by yourself? Do you buy yourself flowers? Do you do these things? Do you date yourself? And I realized I don't do enough of that. And I think it's so important for ladies to learn how to do that. Yes, we have our self-care days where we get our hair done, our nails done, we take care of our stuff, but that's much different than actually sitting with yourself, taking yourself out, learning about yourself, because it helps you filter out all the BS, and you're not going to settle for the first time a guy takes you out sometime because it's been forever.
I think a lot of that comes from, again, conditioning or what we see growing up, the fairy tales. Like we assume that all those things need to be done by our Prince Charming. And so we don't think about doing that for ourselves.
So I'm going to take myself on a date tonight, actually.
And then you're going to flick the bean.
Sometimes women are just too busy. Yeah, you should. I agree with you, Noor. Women should spend time with themselves.
I
But
have a
depending
vibrator for that.
But depending on what era you are in your life, is like, do you have the time to date yourself? Some women are just so busy wearing multiple hats, wearing a career woman, being a mother, being a wife, being a sister, being a friend, being all the things. And it's like, where do you get the chance to even date yourself? That is the situation with most women right now.
So how, if that's your mentality, Shakur, how do you date a man? How do you let love into your life?
I guess that's the reason why I'm not dating no one. For me, I guess I'm in a different era, but that would explain it. Like right now, literally, I don't even, when I think about when you girls ask me, well, Shook, when are you going to start dating? And I'm like, ugh, it kind of gives me anxiety even thinking about it, because I literally have every minute kind of allotted for my day. And I know that you have to nurture a relationship, and I don't even have the time to nurture it. I'm in the middle of flipping properties. I'm in the middle of doing things here and I have so much work on my plate that I'm like, where do I even get the time to do it? So you're right, Noor, women should take the time to date themselves, but in theory, right? But in reality, it's like,
whatever you consider a date to be, I think that as women, single women, we need to take the time to do that for ourselves more. And it was like an aha moment when Erika said it to me today. So it really has substantially changed my perspective about things.
When you say that, Noor, Sid here speaking, I realize I do date myself. I play with myself. I date myself. I buy myself flowers.
What do you mean you play with yourself?
We'll get into that later.
She gets pots and pans and goes...
And
What do you mean she plays solitaire?
Shakur, you were talking about earlier. You had mentioned being submissive, when to choose, the standards of men and women, dating and whatnot, and it brought to me the dating standards for men versus women, and how it's different. And so for me, when I think of a woman being selective and being in her black cat energy, it's often misinterpreted as she's too picky or she's high maintenance. But when a man is in his black cat energy, it's like, oh, he has standards. Oh, he must be hard to get. It makes him more charismatic, more mysterious. And everyone knows that mystery attracts and magnifies things. So I think that, how do we break out of that, Jamila? How do we break out of that stereotype of being selective without saying that you're high maintenance?
I think it's all how you put out that energy. Because like I said, you can be both black cat to grab someone's attention, be mysterious enough where they want to get you to know you more, but not be to a point where you're like, you turn them off either. I'll give you an example. Before I was in my relationship with John, I remember being in a conversation with, it was one of our other sisters, and at the end she goes, Jamila, you're coming off too strong. You're coming off too like almost aggressive. Like you're coming off almost too confident. I was like, well, what's wrong with me talking about my accomplishments and what I do? She goes, I don't know. It's just like you can't expect to get a man or have a man and keep a man just coming off too confident. And I thought, oh shit, I never thought that I was being too confident. I thought I was just kind of just keeping up with the conversation. But she's like, you don't want to come off like you're one of the bros either, So I consciously had to kind of scale back a little bit. I didn't want to come off as being too confident or too arrogant. So it sucks, because you want to be able to say, hey, look at me. I'm accomplished. I can do what you can do. But there's a way in which you do it. And you know who does this the best? Hamida. Hamida literally knows how to attract a man, and then they literally fall in love with her instantly because she gives enough information where they're intrigued, but she also sits there and listens.
I think she's the perfect split between black cat and golden retriever.
She is. She is. And she knows when to use that energy. Like she knows how to manipulate that energy.
There's a way for black cat energy to coexist with being submissive, and that example is Hamida.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pepe Le Pew.
Well, and I think people take the word submissive. I was like, oh no, they think of such a negative thing about submission. Submission is not to be taken negatively. Like, for example, my relationship. Sometimes I gotta choose my battles. Like, do I really want to fight about this shit right now? Like, you know what? It's cool. And I learned actually in therapy, it's like, it's not about being right or feel like people want the same thing and they want to say the same thing. So you just gotta kind of pick and choose what you want to fight about, or if it's worth even having an argument over.
You're choosing when to yield.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
that sign, yield with caution.
Exactly.
You
And
know?
you literally, and if you look at just, I think if everyone kind of knew when to yield, I think there would be a lot more fruitful relationships out there.
No, I agree. I think, sometimes you have to lose the battle to win the war, which is the relationship. Love is a battleground.
It is. I think that being submissive is both a choice and an expectation, because true submission comes from willingly giving the control, right? When you're in a healthy relationship, and there's an expectation to trust your partner to be able to give that control. So men submit in certain ways, and then women in other ways. And no matter what, when you're submitting, it's out of respect, right? So the man is the head of the household. The woman is a net controls it the way she does. So there's that balance. I keep saying balance. There's a balance. You can be.
It's because
all
you're a
of it.
Libra.
Maybe. I don't know. I always seek
true,
the
the
balance
scales.
in life. I try to find, I don't know if you say it's playing the middle or what it is, but it's just innate for me to be that way and to see both, see the scales and see both sides of the coin. So I think there is a magic behind being able to finesse both sides, and you can do it, but it all comes down to situation, whom you're with, and what part of life you're at. Sometimes we say we want the things, but you're just not ready for it. We can say what we want at all times, but are you ready for it? Are you living your life in the way to be able to receive it?
I want to play a game with you guys real quick. I just want to get your kind of tell me if this is pick me energy or if it's given black cat woman vibes, okay?
Okay.
All right. Counseling plans because your crush is free tonight.
Pick me.
Pick me.
Pick me 100%. I agree.
1,000%.
Ignoring a text for hours on purpose.
Black cat.
Black cat.
Black cat, we're busy. Cooking a whole meal for someone you've only been with on 2 dates.
Pick me.
I don't know.
I
I do that.
I think,
So
I think
I'd
it's
say
kind of sexy if you're playing the game. That's kind of black cat. Like it's almost like
you're choosing to make that.
Yeah, it's like
not
you're
after 2 days.
making a move.
As long as it's delicious.
I mean, if you're a chef and you love to do it, sure.
I don't know.
but
I think that's
not
split.
after 2
Yeah,
days.
I think it's split.
I think it's
I
split.
agree, Sid.
Because I do that,
yeah, I
and it
think
can
that's
be
split.
on the first thing. You know what I'm saying?
How about he gets the
If
groceries
he's
and you cook
eating,
it?
I'm a cooking.
How about he buys the groceries and you cook it?
Yeah, he can buy me something else.
the groceries, the groceries are right here, Shakur. That's what the groceries are. Enjoy.
What's in the kitchen?
No, baby, no, groceries is down. Oh, never mind.
Sushi tonight?
Girl, that's filet mignon.
No,
It's meaty like that.
Only if you want tuna.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Go on with your game.
Okay. Posting a thirst trap after being left on red.
Pick me.
Pick me.
Really?
I think that's black cat.
Yeah, I think that's
That is black cat.
But it's after you've been left on,
On
red.
red. That's
So
like you
it's
want, you're
that.
Deborah. You
I
want the
said-
attention.
I said
It's
posting.
desperado. You're giving
That's
desperado,
desperate.
bro.
That's like pick me. Oh, look at me. Oh, you know that he's gonna look at like
That's
your
desperado.
IG but not
So-
respond to you. And by the way, I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
If I text you but you don't respond to me, and I see that you had time to post a story, bye. You're done. I'm not
think-
about it.
I think it's black cat petty edition. Personally, is what
It
I
is
think.
black cat petty edition.
I think it's pick me petty.
Changing your outfit because he likes when I wear ...
I think it's black
Black
cat.
cat.
As long as he
Black
didn't
cat.
tell me, you sure you want to wear that, or he's not trying to regulate on my outfit choice, then it's black cat.
I think it's black
Yeah,
cat
black
because it's like he's telling you what he wants to see you, and it's a visual thing for him. So it's like you're accommodating, and you want him to be
you're
stimulated
choosing
and turned
to
on
wear.
by
You're being
you.
selective. You know
You want
he
him to
likes
be
it.
turned on by you. So I feel like why not?
But you change your outfit. I feel like it's more like pick me because you're trying to please him. But we'll see.
I don't know. It
I
depends on
see
the
that-
context.
I see
what
that
you
side
mean.
of the
I see what
coin.
you mean.
Yeah.
But it's all in the context and the delivery.
Blocking someone without explanation.
Black,
Black
cat, for
cat.
sure.
Yeah, mystery maintained. Laughing at a joke that's not funny just to be nice.
Pick,
Pick
me.
me.
Shakur, you do that shit all the time.
Guilty as charged.
Shakur will laugh at anything.
Jamila, I know, and I know Jamila's fake laugh too.
Yeah.
So I know exactly
Yeah.
when you do it.
I do not sound like
You
that.
do.
No, wrong.
You do.
You sound like Joker.
That's your fake laugh.
Turning down a date because they didn't plan ahead.
Black
Black
cat.
Black cat.
Yeah.
Noor does that shit.
I
Sure
got
do.
standards, baby.
Sure
Exactly.
do. With the quickness, I will do that.
Unless it's like a
Make the
last
time.
minute trip and flight. Also take that.
What's that meme? It says when he smells like show up at
Casamigo?
no when he shows up at be ready by 7, I'm gonna pick you up, or I got this flight for us, be ready to go. When he smells like that, and it's a meme of the girl dancing, just like like that's the energy
Yeah.
I want. The be ready at 7, babe. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pick you up.
Yeah.
That's the energy that I want.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to date a black cat. That's what it sounds like.
No, I want to be the black cat, and I want him to be a golden retriever.
No way. You would not be able to handle that. I think you'd get bored. Personally.
That's true.
Okay.
Why? Nice guys? Why? Why? You guys make it sound like nice guys finish last. Some people just want
I have a nice guy. I have a really nice guy.
Do you think John is a black cat or a golden,
Golden
retriever?
retriever.
No, John is both. You can't be where John is at in life, in the industry, be an entertainer, be a celebrity, and be a golden retriever your whole life. There's no way. He knows when to play both energies. I've seen both. It's
What
a
do
good
you like the
balance.
best out of him?
Out of John?
Yeah.
I just love when he gives me whatever I want.
So that's basically a golden retriever.
And then you're the black
No,
cat.
no, I like it when he puts me in my place too. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, okay, Daddy." Like like he does put me in my place. He's the only guy that literally could put me in my place.
Yeah,
I think I enjoy a man that can put me in my place.
It's 'cause we need
if
it.
not, we'll walk all over them.
Like he said one time, he goes, "There's only enough room for one dick in this house." I was like, "Ooh, okay, I will."
And then you
shut
got
my
that
mouth."
dick. You got that dick.
That dick. That dick. You like my erection selection?
I love that scene.
I'm gonna give you this dick.
It's that scene from This
I
Is
was gonna
40,
give
isn't
it to you.
it? from that
From
movie?
Wanderlust with Paul Rudd. Fucking hilarious.
Paul Rudd's a
scene.
golden retriever.
He is.
He's a golden retriever who was practicing in the
Don't
mirror to become a
fucking-
black cat.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing
Yes.
is, now that I look back at it, I haven't dated a single fucking golden retriever.
I have.
Have you? Can you think of any golden retriever that I dated? I don't even date black cats. I date whack cats. Those motherfuckers is whack.
Broke cats. You date broke alley cats.
It's those crack alley cats.
Alley cats, feral cats.
It's those crack alley cats
Those
that you
broke
see.
alley cats.
And they all talk like this, right? And they always have an accent. They all talk like that.
And they're all like tattered and torn.
They're fucking feral. You
Yeah.
date ones that are for the streets.
funny.
Fuck. All right, you know what's not whack, girls, is our secret chess game.
Yes.
We can always rely on that.
Hey Wolfpack, it's game time. DM your questions to the podcast to have them added to the chest.
Confess your fantasy. Share a secret fantasy you've never acted on.
Ooh la la.
Ooh.
I think mine's too wild.
Tell us, Sid. Nothing's too wild. Use your imagination.
I don't know. You know what? Like, I guess that's for another episode. So I'll save that for the next one. A secret fantasy I've never acted on would, I guess I kind of want to know what it feels like to be in control. So I'd probably want to put a strap on and just fuck the shit out of some girl.
Oh, a girl.
A
that's gonna say
girl.
guy. I was
And
like,
to
wait
be
a
a
minute.
girl.
Girl.
Oh,
a guy. Would that
plot,
be gay?
plot twist. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm okay.
Some
all
guys
right.
like it.
Okay.
So you want to have a lesbianist experience?
Probably. I think that there's so much to be said in the act of effing itself when a man's doing it. And like, I mean, everyone's been on the other side of it, I'm assuming, where it's like they just look like they're just like having so much fun. It feels so good. And like, oh yeah. You know
You know what I think about? Remember
They wanna, like, feel like
remember
that,
when we
you
were
know?
kids and we would have gotten in so much trouble? Is that movie American Psycho when he's in that scene? He's going like
Yeah,
this.
and he's posing in front of the mirror like, yeah. I want to know what that feels like to have that power. You know what I mean? So that's my fantasy.
Honey,
You want to be a man for a day then? 'Cause
Yeah,
you want to feel
wanna
not a strap
I
on.
want to be a man for a day, and I want to be with the hot ass bee, and I want to just ram her, just you know.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun, ladies. You know, whether you're a black cat or a pick me kind of gal, we've all been through both, I'm sure, at some point in time. And, you know, the point is honestly to learn, to grow, and never forget that you're the prize. So, and anyone who doesn't see it isn't your person.
That part.
Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to check on your sister. Ow!